Hey everybody, hope you're all doing very well. Happy full moon in Scorpio. My name is Meg Moonbeam and welcome back to the Beyond Astro weekly forecast for the week of April 23rd to April 28th. We're here on the Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. So welcome everyone who is either watching live or the replay on this very, very intense day as I'm filming this video, one of the most definite intense days of the year, okay, because it is a full moon in Scorpio today, April 23rd, and that's going to be one of the things that I'm going to talk about today in this Beyond Astro weekly forecast. Before we get started, just want to mention, as always, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Jean-Claude Beyond Mystic 3 YouTube as well as Rumble channel. And I do offer personal astrology consultations that are available at the link in the description box of this video, consultations.beyondmystic.net, if you'd like more of a personal reading with me. And also, we've got Astrology Level 2 is now available on the Beyond Mystic Academy that I am currently hosting. Every Friday, live classes at 1 p.m. Eastern, going deeper into the Western astrology. So if you'd like to join me on that journey, the link is also in the description box of this video to the Beyond Mystic Academy. So yeah, how is everybody doing? I just finished filming a daily Astro show for anybody who is also watching that. And I was talking about the full moon in Scorpio that we have happening today on that as well, but I will talk about it on this video too. Among the other most important astrological transits that we have happening this week coming up. Angelic Jewel says, "Hi Meg, love your show and I finally made a live stream. Whoop, whoop." Well, thank you, Angelic. Very nice to have you here. And thank you everyone who is joining in live. Crypto Blonde says, "Hi Meg from Toronto. I am feeling very calm." Well, I'm very happy to hear that you're feeling very calm on this very intense day. Karen says, "I feel so sensitive today." Yeah, if you guys are feeling great, if you guys are feeling calm, I'm very, very happy for you. That is awesome. And if any of you, like Karen, are feeling really sensitive today or a little bit on edge, this is one of the most intense days, hands down, by far, of 2024. We've got a full moon in Scorpio today, April 23rd, that is in a T-square to the planet Pluto, the most intense planet in astrology and the ruler of Scorpio. And we're in the influence of this full moon, not just today, but the previous 3 days. And also for the next 3 days, we will be in the full moon portal. So really up until as we go into the weekend of this week. So I just talked about this on the Daily Astro Show, but I will share a little bit here as well for this Beyond Astro weekly forecast on this full moon in Scorpio that we have exact today and as an influence for the whole rest of the week. So full moons, as we know, are the times in the moon cycle of release and cleansing and letting go. So whenever we have a full moon, it's the best time to be, doing any kind of cleansing work, whether that is on the physical level, emotional, mental, or spiritual. And full moons are also times of illumination. If we go outside during a full moon at night, what do we experience? The moon is at her brightest and we can actually see better in the dark. Okay. So full moons illuminate things to us as well, bring things to light in whatever areas of life the sign rules that it is in. So this full moon is in the sign of Scorpio, and Scorpio is the fall position of the moon in Western astrology. The moon does not like to be in Scorpio. So it is definitely a tension point. Okay. There can be very intense secrets coming up to the surface, facets of the hidden or mysterious side of life. And Scorpio, of course, rules the shadow side. So with that T-square with Pluto, squaring the moon and squaring the sun today, which, by the way, the exact time of the full moon will be at about 7:48 p.m. Eastern time, April 23rd. There's a tension point around something that we need to release in the whole collective and also for each of us personally. So one of the best days to work with this, and I know I've been saying this over and over again in the past few videos talking about this full moon, is doing shadow work, doing cleansing work, okay, in whatever ways that resonates with you. And this full moon is going to be at 4 degrees of Scorpio. 4 degrees in Nicholas Stojanovic's degree theory is a Cancer degree and rules home and family and our homeland. So there can be releasing, healing, purging around actually our home environment, the home itself that we live in, but also our family relationships, things on the ancestral level as well, as Cancer rules our ancestors. So it could also be a good time if you feel to do some ancestral healing as well. Scorpio rules dead people on the other side, and our ancestors in astrology. So today and over the course of the next few days, not only is a good time to do cleansing and purging, but the veils are very thin, little bit of a Halloween energy, if you will. The veils are very thin between the mundane and the spiritual, magical world, okay? So pretty intense. It's like a 10 out of 10 intensity with that T squared of Pluto. So also more having to do with the collective, people that are the elites that are losing their power right now. I could see them potentially trying to utilize this full moon to create or promote some kind of fear. And I don't want anything negative or scary to happen. I'm just reading the astrology for you guys. I think there's going to be something really intense and dark that comes up either today or tomorrow, Thursday, maybe even Friday. But my prediction would actually be today, the day of the full moon in Scorpio. So just observing and not absorbing anything that does come up that seems really freaky and really, really intense. Okay. And know that there are darker forces out there that are losing their power. They're not in a powerful position because we're entering the age of Aquarius. We're entering a light age. They are losing their power, that are trying to promote fear for us to feed off because they're in a desperate position. They're not in a strong position. Okay. So it's not coming from strength. When people try to make us scared, when people try to manipulate us, when people try to lie to us, that's not coming from a strength. That's actually coming from a weak point. So that's very important to keep in mind as we're in the energy of this full moon in Scorpio. Also very intense and not a normal full moon in Scorpio, because we've still got that Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. So that was exact on Saturday, Jupiter-Uranus conjunct at 21 degrees of Taurus, but we're still very much in the energy of it. They're only 1 degree off of being exact. And I believe Wednesday and Thursday, they will be at 22 degrees of Taurus conjunct together, not exact to the minute, but back in the same degree and sign. So we will feel that influence more, where, that Uranus-Jupiter conjunction for the whole collective is bringing us into the future. We're having major advancements and innovations in the Taurus-ruled areas of life, the money systems, what we consider to be of value, our comforts and stability. So, this happening at the same time as the full moon in Scorpio is like a huge release portal of the world, right? Pluto's in Aquarius, which rules the world, the collective of humanity that we have been used to, and that we are not going back to that old world that we lived in pre-2020, pre-2021. We're not going back. We're moving into the future, right? Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. And what is heavy or what is toxic perhaps in our lives, Scorpio rules toxicity, negative behavioral patterns that we need to let go of to be able to move forward, to be able to be open to these Jupiter-Uranus conjunction blessings. Because conjunctions are neutral. There can be positive and challenging aspects to them, but overall, it's positive. It's, was at 21 degrees when it was exact, which is a Sagittarius degree. So it's about luck and expansion and higher wisdom and knowledge and moving forward. And in Taurus, which even though Uranus is at fall position of Taurus, we've got Jupiter conjunct it. So expanding and blessing Mother Earth and all her creatures and the systems moving forward. So intense energy, April 23rd, also intense 24th, 25th. It'll start to lighten up a little bit. 26th, actually kind of the 25th, because on April 25th, very good news for you guys. Mercury goes direct. Yay. So we will no longer be in Mercury retrograde. April 25th at, what time is it here? 7:54 a.m. Eastern time, April 25th. So on Thursday, Mercury moves direct. Thank God. We will no longer be in that retrograde, which was really, really, it's been funky. Okay. We just came out of an eclipse season and then Mercury retrograde, Jupiter Uranus conjunction. And this Mercury retrograde in Aries has been making people more impatient, easily frustrated and angry and impulsive, because those are some of the things that Aries rules in astrology. Mercury being retrograde can bring those aspects and attributes up. It's also been really highlighting us to review where we've perhaps given our power away, Aries. But Mercury retrograde in Aries, I think overall can be very confusing and jittery and hard to deal with, to be honest with you guys. So I'm very happy that Mercury is moving direct. And when he goes direct, he will be conjunct the North Node, exact at 15 degrees of Aries. So that's very positive. You know, Mercury is a planet that rules a lot of our day-to-day activities and communication streams, but also rules truth and common sense. So I feel like after we get out of that exact full moon in Scorpio on the 23rd, we come into the 25th, Mercury moving direct and conjunct the North Node exact. This is a portal, a day where there can be a huge clarity about something. And I don't know why right now as I'm talking, my head is starting to hurt and I'm starting to get a headache. So let me know in the comments if any of you guys have been having headaches lately or head issues. You know, in medical astrology, Aries rules the head and can be associated with headaches, head injuries, head issues, you know, being impulsive, not thinking things through clearly, the mind, the brain. And so I'm kind of like feeling the message that once Mercury goes direct, we're going to be feeling lighter in our heads. There won't be as many issues with sleep, because Aries can be very hyperactive. We will be able to think more clearly. A lot of these head issues that, particularly if you're an Aries or you have any strong placements at, you know, within Aries, you've been more affected by that retrograde. Oh yeah, a lot of you guys are saying major headaches. One right now, headaches and foggy, plugged ears. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. So it's not just me picking up on something. So yeah, I feel like that's going to ease off when Mercury goes direct. And there's some kind of major clarity, I think, for the whole collective, but also for us personally, that is going to come through as, you know, on April 25th, on April 26th, which are also the days when Jupiter and Uranus are back being in the exact same sign, Taurus, and degree, which that degree is going to be 22 degrees, Jupiter, Uranus, which is Capricorn. The governments, the systems of power, our structures of life and time. So yeah, I'm actually feeling really strong. There's going to be something that is truth and clarity, very strong around the system structures of life, about the actual reality of what's going on. That's going to be like a relief that's going to come out on the 25th or the 26th. So that's awesome. That's really nice. So yay, Mercury will no longer be retrograde. And before we move forward, you guys, I just want to mention, I mentioned it at the beginning of the show, but I just want to mention it again, that Astrology Level 2 is available on the Beyond Mystic Academy. So if you'd like to learn Western astrology deeper with me, I'd love to be your guide. There's 2 pre-recorded classes that are available as soon as you sign up. We've done 1 live class so far, or 2 live classes so far. I can't even remember. I think it's 1 or 2. Let me know, you guys. I'm having a total Mercury retrograde moment. But live classes every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern from now all the way until end of June. So if you'd like to take part in that, check that out at the link in the description box of this video. Okay, so full moon in Scorpio, Mercury moving direct, Mercury conjunct the North Node, Jupiter, Uranus conjunct again in the same sign and degree one more time in Taurus in our lifetime this Wednesday and Thursday. And then also very, very interesting, on April 28th, we are going to have an exact Mars-Neptune conjunction. So this is on Sunday, April 28th. Check this out. Mars and Neptune conjunct in Pisces at 28 degrees, which is a Cancer degree. Excuse me, you guys. Now, at the top of my head, I believe this is going to be the last great conjunction of Neptune being in his home sign of Pisces with any other planet in our lifetime. Okay, so just take that in for a moment. We've had Neptune in Pisces being the strongest outer planet, the strongest influence, because he's in his home sign, he's in his rulership since 2013. Neptune is going to move into Aries in 2026. And this Neptune-Mars conjunction is the last time that we will have Neptune in his rulership conjunct another planet in Pisces. This is very, very significant. Okay, you guys, now this whole Neptune in Pisces transit since 2013 has been a really, really big freaking deal that actually I should do a whole Astro deep dive episode on, actually. Let me know if you'd like me to do a whole video on that Neptune and Pisces transit, because it is a really big deal. You know, since 2013, that was a year or so after 2012, just shortly after we had December 21st, 2012, that portal where we entered the future, we entered the new world, what the Mayas predicted, right? What a lot of ancient civilizations predicted. The world, the matrix world really ended in 2012. And I don't know about you guys, but ever since that December 21st, 2012, and just the whole year of 2012, for me personally, that was the year that like I had my starseed awakening. And I noticed so many people around me also start to wake up at the same time. And ever since that December 21st, 2012 portal, but also Neptune going into Pisces, which Neptune, you guys, rules spirituality and higher self connection. We have been going through a huge, big ass spiritual awakening of the collective. Okay. So that's the positive of Neptune and Pisces, is mass spiritual awakening, where a lot of people have turned on to their starseed light worker mission, self, you know, the woo woo is becoming more mainstream and not as, you know, demonized anymore. One of the, well, two negative sides of Neptune and Pisces is, you know, Neptune rules illusions, lies, deception, brainwashing. And what have we gone through since 2013 with the whole situation that started in 2020? I'll be careful with my words because we're simulcasting on YouTube. We went through one of the biggest brainwashing situations in the whole history of humanity, right? So Neptune and Pisces can bring, you know, brainwashing, people being able to be mind controlled, which we've been going through that. And we're still going through that. A lot of our brothers and sisters are still under that spell of mind control, if you will, and lies and deceptions. The other negative thing about Neptune and Pisces, you know, Pisces is one of the signs that rules social media because it rules screens and things that take us out of our body. So ever since Neptune went into Pisces in 2013, a lot of people have become addicted. Many of us have become addicted to social media and the screens even more. Okay, so it's kind of taken us out of our bodies, the screens and the social media, and reality TV has kind of taken us out of our bodies where we're not as grounded as we used to be. Good news, the energy is going to become way more grounded once Neptune leaves Pisces and will go into Aries. But that's a little bit of a rundown. A lot of you guys are saying, yes, please do a deep dive on Neptune and Pisces. Okay, I'll definitely do that because I think there's a lot to say around that. But it's interesting. April 28th, last conjunction of Neptune and Pisces while he's in his rulership with a different planet. And this is not just any planet, this is Mars. Mars energizes whatever he's touching. If we've ever got an aspect in astrology, you guys, with Mars, the energizer, right? Mars is energy, passion, motivation, drive, our masculine energy. If we've ever got something going on with Mars or Uranus, the other very energetic planet, because it rules electric circuitry and energy, whatever it's in relationship with gets amplified and even stronger. So Neptune conjunct Mars, Sunday, April 28th, is kind of like another one of those. I don't know why Spirit is showing me. So weird. Sometimes the visuals I get from Spirit are so weird, but Spirit is showing me this Neptune Mars conjunction is kind of like giving spiritual life and connection to people. And I'm seeing like Frankenstein on the scientist table. And you guys know in the story of Frankenstein, when he gets kind of electrocuted to get brought to life, it's going to be a day and a portal where a lot of people are going to turn on spiritually and spiritually wake up. Okay. Which was also an influence with the Jupiter Uranus conjunction in Taurus we just had. But this is going to be a major portal of people spiritually activating that have not tuned into that frequency yet. And also those of us that have opened up to that already can feel like and I'm actually feeling it right now as I'm talking about it, our psychic abilities tuning on even stronger. I feel like if you're open to it, that day, that Mars-Neptune conjunction day would be a very powerful day to sit in meditation. And if it resonates with you, allow for your psychic gifts, your spiritual connection to be turned on, activated even more, if that resonates with you. It's a huge spiritual upgrade and activation of our higher self connection, our intuitive gifts. We can also, Neptune rules visions, daydreaming, visualization. That is an extremely powerful day to visualize the world that we want and the intentions that we want to create that into the quantum field. Very spiritual, highly spiritual and creative energy on that day. And it's the last conjunction of Neptune with another planet in Pisces in our whole lifetime. We will never see that again. So it's highly, highly spiritual. Mars is the planet that does rule conflict and, frustrations and aggressions. So I don't want this to happen, but something we could also possibly see is there could be an issue or challenge with something related to water or with the spiritual community even, or with the religious institutions, with boats, with anything having to do with the waters. So that could possibly be something that comes up, and it's at a Cancer degree, which also rules the waters. So just being careful if you are on a boat or anything like that on that day. But overall, it's highly spiritual, creative, dreamy, even romantic, because Mars can be very sexual. Neptune can be very dreamy. So you want to see where in your chart you have Pisces 28 degrees, where you're receiving that major spiritual creative activation by the Mars-Neptune conjunction. Okay, well, I hope what I said resonated with you guys so far. And before I finish up, I'm just going to do what I did last time, which is instead of doing the cards, I'm just going to tune into my intuition for a moment and see if there's any intuitive messages to channel for all of us for this week astrologically as we step into it. So just give me a moment, you guys, to just connect. And my intention is always to connect to the energies that support us for our highest good. And I'm just asking, is there anything that Spirit would like to share for all of our collective highest good to navigate this week with some very powerful things that are going on? Okay, that's interesting. So right away, I feel like spirit bringing up the element of water, the water that we drink and the water that we bathe in, actually how sacred and magical that is. And I'm forgetting what this professor doctor's name is, Dr. Emoto or something. If someone could put it in the live chat, please. Whoever that person was that did the scientific work around water that proved that we can program into water. The water is open for us to program into it either positive intentions or negative intentions. Whatever we say into the water, can manifest. We can do magic with the water, Spirit is saying. Be very mindful your relationship with the water, that the water can help us process and work with the current energies. Drink really clean water. Make sure that the water that you're drinking is clean and pure. And if you don't have that, invest in a good water filtration system. Invest in, once a week going to a local spring, going to findaspring.com and getting really fresh water. The water is very, very important. The water coming out of the taps, if you live in Western society, Spirit is saying, is not good water. Okay, so just being aware of that. The water coming out of the taps is not good water for the most part, unless you're somewhere where they're doing that. But that's part of this shadow side of the Neptune and Pisces with the Saturn and Pisces, and us leaving this dark age of control is one of the ways that these dark forces have controlled us. They've inverted the water. They've inverted our relationship with the water, which is actually really sad and messed up. But we know that there's a whole bunch of ways that we have been lied to. One of them is through the water. Spirit's making me feel that in the future, water will become sacred again, where maybe not every time you drink water, but it becomes like a mainstream thought and knowing, teaching how sacred the water actually is. It's the element of magic. It's the element that rules magic. It's the element that rules cleansing. And it is very important to be tuned into right at this time. And that's actually a astrological remedy at this time to deal with the Neptune and Pisces, to deal with the fog of the illusions and the brainwashing. Is we can combat that by actually drinking really pure water. Okay, so I know that may sound really simple and basic, but it's one of those basics of life that has been inverted for us. Even if you don't drink tap water, are you, Spirit saying, are you drinking water with plastic? And this is a message for me as Meg, because I've been doing that. So I'm not trying to shame you guys. This is just Spirit saying this for all of us. How do you take in the water? Does it have plastic in it? Is it coming out of a tap? Have you ever gone to a spring and gotten water? Have you ever really tuned into the beauty of when you drink water, what that's doing to your body, and that your intention as you're drinking it and where you're at emotionally when you're drinking it is being programmed into your whole body? Spirit's just saying, be mindful of the water. Work with the element of water. Okay. So that's a very beautiful message. Thank you very much, Spirit. I was not expecting that. Also, we can go by bodies of water, take salt baths, swim in lakes, swim in the ocean to integrate the energies. Okay. And so that's the channeled message coming through for this week. Hope that resonated with you guys. And thank you, universe, for sharing that with us. I'm going to go get me some good water right now when this finishes up. I'm wishing you guys a very, very magical week with this full moon in Scorpio, Mercury going direct, Mars, Neptune conjunction in Pisces. Connect to the element of water. Love yourself. Be patient and loving with the others around you. And if you'd like a personal astrology reading with me, those are available at consultations.beyondmystic.net at the link in the description box below. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Beyond Mystic YouTube and Rumble channel. Sorry, it's sometimes hard for me to talk after I channel like that. So I love you guys so, so much. See you soon. And I'm sending lots of cosmic love your way. Mwah. Bye.